Today, we're talking about something uncomfortable but necessary. Why are Muslims and Western societies still so divided? I've identified two massive problems that feed each other in a vicious cycle. On one side, fear. Non-Muslims are genuinely afraid of us. On the other side, superiority. Many of us Muslims believe we're morally superior to everyone else. Let's break it down with complete honesty. The West is scared of Muslims. After 9/11, anti-Muslim hate incidents in the US jumped from 20 to 30 per year to over 500. But here's what people don't talk about. Why didn't that fear fade? Because the incidents kept happening. London, Paris, Nice, Berlin, Brussels. Each one reinforced the pattern. Islam equals danger. I know, and statistics prove, that the vast majority of Muslims aren't terrorists. But human psychology doesn't work on statistics. It works on pattern recognition. When people see repeated incidents, their brains create an association. Fair or not, that's how fear works. Mohammed Nosir, an Egyptian Muslim politician, admits this bluntly. We are the universe's clear and present suspects until we manage to clear ourselves. Think about what this means. You're at an airport. You see someone in traditional Muslim dress. For a split second, that person registers as a potential threat. That's the fear we're talking about. Here's a quote from a Reddit thread that captures our experience. Please don't be Muslims. Please don't be Muslims. This is what we think every time there's a terrorist attack. We're living with double fear. Fear for the victims and fear for ourselves. Fear of the backlash, the stares, the violence, the discrimination that we know is coming. But here's the problem. When we say Islam is a religion of peace, Western people think, then why does this keep happening? It just reinforces the fear. The Pew Research Center found that most Westerners see Muslims as fanatical and violent. Meanwhile, most Muslims see Westerners as selfish and immoral. Both sides have completely different perceptions of reality. The fear is real. It's measurable. It's consequential. Now let's talk about our side. And brothers and sisters, we need to be honest about the superiority complex in our communities. Here's a real story from Reddit. A Muslim user described growing up where Muslims were taught not to befriend non-Muslims closely because they'll lead you astray. Another Muslim shared how their family refused to eat at non-Muslim friends' houses, not due to dietary restrictions, but because they viewed non-Muslim homes as impure. This superiority manifests in four ways. First, religious superiority. Many of us believe Islam isn't just different, it's superior to all other religions. Christianity, corrupted. Judaism, incomplete. Other faiths, not even worth discussing. Islamic scholars don't just claim our religion is true, they claim it's the only truth. But is this the attitude Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, showed? Did he not show respect to Christians and Jews? Second, moral superiority. There's this pervasive attitude that we're more moral than non-Muslims because we follow Sharia, pray 5 times daily, don't drink alcohol, don't eat pork. But following rules doesn't automatically make you moral. Character makes you moral. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, I was sent to perfect good character, not visible religiosity, but character. Farsana Parvin, a Muslim writer, nails this. Somewhere along the line, being visibly Muslim became more important than being quietly faithful. People started quoting hadiths in casual conversation, policing what others eat, projecting religious identity through clothes and language, while ignoring basic values like empathy, humility, and good manners. Third, the double standard. We demand Western societies accommodate our practices. Halal food in schools, prayer rooms in workplaces, exceptions from certain laws. But try being a Christian in Saudi Arabia. Try being a Hindu in Pakistan. Try being an atheist in Iran. See how much accommodation they get. We can't demand tolerance while refusing to give it. Fourth, the victim superiority paradox. We simultaneously claim to be victims of Western oppression and morally superior to the West. We'll say, the West is oppressing us with their wars and colonialism. And in the same breath, Western culture is degenerate compared to Islamic values. Brothers and sisters, we can't have it both ways. Research shows Muslims view Westerners as selfish, immoral, and greedy, as well as violent and fanatical. The irony? We complain about being stereotyped as violent while stereotyping all Westerners as immoral. And this superiority creates real problems. Many of us don't integrate. We create parallel societies, Islamic bookshops that only stock Muslim authors, mosques that only speak Arabic or Urdu, cultural centers that only serve Muslims. Why? Be honest. Many of us don't want to integrate with what we see as an inferior culture. In many European cities, Muslim communities have created no-go zones where even police hesitate to enter. That's not establishing Islam. That's creating the very fear I talked about earlier. These two forces feed each other in a vicious cycle. Nobody's winning. Everyone's losing. The cartoon controversy is a perfect example. When Danish newspapers published Muhammad cartoons, the Muslim world erupted in violent protests. Buildings burned. People died. Muslim perspective. This is blasphemy. This proves they hate Islam. Western perspective. We satirize everything. Why is Islam special? And why violence over cartoons? Pew Research found that most Muslims blame the controversy on Western disrespect. Most Westerners blamed it on Muslim intolerance. Both sides talking past each other. The fear grows. The superiority complex hardens. Mohammed Nosir says it perfectly. We cannot just do the comfortable thing and blame the West. We should firmly assume responsibility for the appalling life we have fashioned for ourselves. But acknowledging that requires giving up the superiority complex. And for many Muslims, when your countries struggle economically, when you lack political freedom, the superiority of your religion becomes your only source of pride. So how do we break this? This trajectory leads nowhere good for anyone. For non-Muslims, please distinguish between Islam as a religion and Islamism as political ideology. Most of us just want to live peacefully. Western foreign policy creates some extremism, supporting dictators, bombing villages, backing authoritarian regimes, radicalizes people, and integration requires opportunity. Discrimination in jobs, housing, education pushes us into isolation. For my Muslim brothers and sisters, this is crucial. First, drop the superiority complex. We're not better because we follow certain rules. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, "I was sent to perfect good character." Character matters more than rituals. Sister Farsana says it perfectly. Let people feel your values through your actions, not your food restrictions, not your quotes. Let it show in your character, not your costume. Second, accept criticism without crying. Islamophobia. Engage with criticism. Show wisdom like the Prophet, peace be upon him, did when he faced criticism, with patience and character, not accusations. Third, clean our own house. The extremists are our responsibility. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, "Whoever among you sees an evil action, let him change it with his hand. If he cannot, then with his tongue." We're not even doing the tongue part. Speak up when you hear hate speech in the mosque. Challenge intolerance in your community. Shut down terrorism justification immediately. Fourth, integrate. Learn the language. Participate in society. Make friends outside the community. Show by example that Muslims can be fully Muslim while being fully part of Western society. And the hardest truth, some interpretations of Islamic practice are incompatible with Western values. If we choose to live in the West, we're choosing to adapt our practice to function in a pluralistic democracy. That doesn't mean abandoning faith. It means following the principle the Prophet, peace be upon him, taught. Wherever you are, be the best of your people. Mohammed Nosir puts it accurately. We Muslims need to prove to the world we are ordinary inhabitants of this earth. Just saying Islam is about peace, mercy, and forgiveness is not enough. Saying it doesn't make it true. Demonstrating it makes it true. Success looks like the millions of Muslims who've integrated successfully. Doctors, engineers, teachers who practice faith quietly while contributing fully. They don't demand special treatment or isolate themselves. They live their faith through character and actions, exactly as the Prophet, peace be upon him, did. Brothers and sisters, this video will upset people on all sides, but this isn't about being nice. It's about being honest. The fear is real. The superiority complex is real. The cycle they create destroys any chance of coexistence. As Muslims, we have special responsibility. The Quran tells us, "You are the best nation produced as an example for mankind." 3:110. But that's not a claim of superiority. It's a responsibility. We're supposed to be the example through character, justice, mercy, humility. Are we living up to that? Honestly, the Prophet, peace be upon him, faced far more opposition than we do, yet he never claimed superiority. He showed it through actions. He integrated with Medinian society while maintaining principles. He made alliances with non-Mus. He treated everyone with respect. That's our model, not isolation, not superiority, not victimhood, but excellence in character. We can keep pretending these problems don't exist, or we can face them head-on and break the cycle. I'm choosing honesty over comfort, because comfort hasn't worked. May Allah guide us to wisdom, humility, and strength to be better. Ameen. Let's have a real, honest conversation in the comments. Not accusations or defensiveness, but genuine dialogue. Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum.